The Astrology Woman, an unexpected conversation on astrology. She was sitting on a bench, her legs swinging, smiling at me. I had accepted the ride request about 15 minutes earlier. When I reached the pickup point, I parked near the curb and decided to check my emails. Just as I unlocked my phone, I felt someone's eyes on me. I looked up and saw a well-dressed, confident-looking woman on a bench across the street. Her legs were still swinging, and she was smiling at me as if she already knew me. This must be Jane, I thought. I pulled the car closer, rolled down the window. "Are you Jane?" She smiled, hopped off the bench gracefully, and got in. Since the road ahead was blocked, I made a careful three-point turn and started toward her destination. "So, we're heading to Regent Plaza?" I asked, glancing at her through the mirror. She nodded. "Yep, that's right." We merged onto the main road. The weather was pleasant, the kind that makes you want to roll down the windows and enjoy the breeze. "Beautiful day, isn't it?" I said. She answered quickly, "Yes, it really is." Then, out of nowhere, she asked, "Does Mercury retrograde affect London and Australia differently?" I wasn't expecting that. I chuckled. "You checked my profile, didn't you?" She grinned. "Of course. It says you're into astrology. I've always been fascinated by astronomy." "Well," I said, "astronomy and astrology are different things. But to answer your question, Mercury's retrograde happens on a planetary level, so the effects are the same globally. If we get technical, since planetary movements are measured in degrees, Australia might experience it a few seconds earlier than London." There was a brief silence while she processed the thought. Then she asked another question. "Can Mercury retrograde affect children's behavior?" That was interesting. "Absolutely," I said. "Mercury rules communication and mental processes. During its retrograde, misunderstandings, mood swings, and impulsive reactions increase. Children, being more sensitive, can get restless, easily frustrated, or struggle with focus." She pressed her lips together, nodding thoughtfully. After a pause, she said, "I'm actually working with children, researching behavioral patterns. Our study shows that during Mercury retrograde, there's a noticeable rise in attention issues, tantrums, and emotional outbursts." "That's fascinating," I said, smiling. "If I can contribute in any way, let me know." She laughed softly. I knew she probably wouldn't need a rideshare driver for her research, but hey, you never know. Soon we reached her destination. A group of her friends was waiting outside the plaza. As she stepped out, she turned back and gave me a little wave. It was a small gesture, but it felt warm. I smiled and drove off, thinking about how the universe brings the most unexpected conversations our way.